Welcome back to the Wolfcast podcast, everybody. I'm the True Alpha here with my talented, amazing sister May
Hi.
and my brother from another mother, Fang.
What's up? Sorry.
Fang's dying.
Oh, podcast
And
is over.
Slowly but surely.
no, dead. Notice me, Senpai Fang.
Yeah. Funny enough, once again, I don't know what it is with my OBS. I will rant about this on the OBS part because fuck OBS. It's not wanting to capture the screen. Like one time we do this podcast and it'll immediately capture the proper screen, and then this time, for example, it just didn't.
Oh no.
Not entirely sure why.
But yes, today is ranting part 2 because once was not enough. Because we're still some angry bitches and we still have more things to complain about. I remember from our last podcast we were talking about how Fang wanted to go on a rant about minimum wage and we didn't have time about it. And
Did I? I don't remember.
You did. You were like, I have so much to say on that. But you're like, we'll save it for next time. And then I know a good point to rant about is what Alpha and I went through, which was recently playing Fortnite. So it's that ranty, angy of quit doing this, and then it happening.
So you want me to rage quit the fucking podcast?
I actually don't remember any of the things that I had to talk about last time we did this.
Well, I mean, I know one thing. Recently, the Queen passed away. Long live the Queen and God save the Queen and all that. And
So we rage quit that we rant and rave that she died?
No. Like, I'm very sad that she passed. Like, I am generally upset that the Queen's passed. I'm not happy that fucking Charles is in charge. And
from what I understand, a lot of people aren't. Now, from what I understand of everything, Charles is not a good person to be running a country. I don't personally follow the royal family that much.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't entirely sure as to why England still has the royal family. I thought they went to full-on democracy.
I think it is Parliament, but I think she has a power. I think it's like the whole president thing. She has a power to veto it.
Right, but they're still considered a monarchy. Or like they still consider themselves to have a monarchy.
I just work
like
here,
pick a
bro.
lane.
Pick a lane.
Pick a fucking lane. You either have a democracy or you have the other thing that I've already forgotten the word.
Comrade?
No,
Democracy or it's capitalism?
No, when you have a king and queen, it's I just said it.
Monarchy.
Monarchy.
Yeah.
It's like you either have one or you don't. Like we have a president. The president has no power. He can do like 5 things.
I mean, technically, it feels like a monarchy at times.
Yeah, it can, but again, the president can't do whatever he wants. He can do like 3 or 4 things without congressional approval,
Mm-hmm.
but everything else has to go through Congress and like 4 other people or 4 other sets of people. So that's what makes it the democracy part. We have our figurehead. The president is somebody to bite the bullet.
Yeah, he's just the face, really.
We don't have the democracy and then a dictator or a sole leader. We just have the democracy.
I still think
so we picked our lane and then we picked somebody to bite the bullet.
No, I still think it's funny is when the whole BS happened with the Cheeto. It's someone had literally wrote to the Queen, is like, can you please just take us back? We're sorry. And she's like, sorry, we don't do that anymore.
we don't do that anymore.
We don't take over people anymore. It's like, God damn it. Just this one time. We want to come back.
You'll be back.
Time will tell. Damn you.
I guess that could be one thing I could rant about is recently, if you haven't been keeping up with Legal Eagle, or maybe you just haven't, or if you're just not a fan of Hamilton, you'll know that a church in Texas decided to take Hamilton and turn it into hate speech.
Mm-hmm.
Literal hate speech. There's a bunch of anti-gay, anti-LGBTQ, praise Jeebus messages in it. And if you're going, I understand the whole, like, what is it? The best form of flattery is
imitation, yeah.
Yeah, is imitation. I understand that. But it's one thing to parody. It's another thing to use it as a form of hate.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what Lin-Manuel Miranda wanted. And not to mention, if you're going to parody something, at least make sure your singers can sing.
Right.
If you haven't looked up Scamilton,
It's
look
bad.
it up and skip all the way to the part where it's the Schuyler sisters singing.
More like screeching.
And my fucking God.
It is awful.
It is terrible. Like,
No.
if you're gonna copy people, make sure you're flattering the people that you originated your content from.
Well, I think it's the thing. It's like how Hollywood does, how they copy movies from older times and remake them. I think it this way, it's like, oh, well, we're failing in, what we're preaching. So let's copy something that's really popular to get those people back in the pews, because we still have to force feed all this BS about, how this is, he's the one true blah, 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 blah. I'll start ranting about Christianity if you get me started. But I think it's just the whole thing. If it's like, oh, it's popular, so let's do this. And then we'll bastardize it because, we have to be relevant and, force feed down your throat that, racism is okay and that being gay is bad, being all this other stuff is bad, instead of, hey, Jesus preached you to love thy neighbor no matter what, not, hate everybody that doesn't look or think like you. And that's one thing that really pisses me off, is the fact that it's been
I like
so
how she said if we get her started, and it sounds like we already got her started.
You know what? I didn't get to rant that much last time.
Started.
Yeah, she got herself started. She started to make a point. She made her point, and then it just kept going.
No, she made a good point about like rebooting movies and shit. So I have like a love-hate relationship with that. So like, I'll see something that like, hey, we're rebooting. I can't think of any good examples, and it'll be like something from like the 70s or 80s, and I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't get to watch the 70s or 80s when I didn't get around to it. I'll watch the reboot. If I like the reboot, I'll watch the original and I'll compare.
Knight Rider.
Right.
I'm fine with that. May not like, or a lot of people might get pissed off about it because no, that's my childhood. What I hate, and I love Disney to death. It's one of my favorite, I guess movie shows, whatever.
Production company, essentially.
Well, you can even throw Nickelodeon in here on this, but they are rebooting everything. Like, I didn't watch like all these shows like every day or every week that they came on, but like, they rebooted iCarly, they've rebooted Rugrats, the list goes on and on.
They're
like,
just bringing back these dead shows.
Yeah. What I'm getting at, it pisses me off that they're like ruining my childhood, I guess. But I'm still fucking paying for Disney Plus and watching them.
What I hate is the fact is that they're deciding to live animate every animated feature film they did. Like, they're meant to be fucking animated for a reason.
I agree with you on your anger for that, but some of them aren't that bad. Like, a lot of people said the Aladdin one was shit, and I liked the Aladdin one.
The Aladdin one wasn't bad.
There's only one thing I didn't like about the Aladdin part. And it's not saying the song was bad. Will Smith did a great job with the song. I mean, he's Will Smith.
Yeah.
But the
Heard Your Princess
Prince Ali song. Yeah. Instead of what does they normally say?
Heard Your Princess was a sight,
lovely to see. Lovely to see. And then in the new movie, he says, "Heard your princess was hot. Where is she?"
Yeah, I hate that fucking scene.
They didn't need to change that.
No.
Disney, you don't need to change your own shit.
Yeah. I liked the Aladdin one, the Lion King one.
I hate the Lion King remake. Like, it did not need to be live action.
What did I just watch that was live action remade?
They're doing Little Mermaid, which is going to piss me off. They don't need to remake it.
Or not Pocahontas, Pinocchio.
They don't need to remake it.
Oh yeah, Pinocchio.
It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. I thought Tom Hanks did really well in it. But I don't think that things need to get rebooted.
No,
from my childhood at least.
The only live action that I want to see out of Disney is Treasure Planet, because that would look amazing with the right budget and the right people behind it.
The only way it would look good is if James Cameron directed it, because he would be able to do it. Because look at Avatar.
Oh yeah. Although even though a lot of people hate Avatar for its CGI for some fucking reason, it was the marvel of CGI.
Yeah,
it was the first to do what it did. So if you got Treasure Planet remade, I'd love it if they did it correctly. That's the key word there. They got to do it correctly. And then Atlantis, The Lost Empire, that would look, if done correctly, would look amazing in live action. I don't care about The Little Mermaid being turned into live action.
I don't want to see it.
It's great. They want to see it. They want it to reach a new audience with newer things and newer technology. Cool, great. It doesn't mean me as somebody who watched the 96 whenever the fuck it came out.
Right, it wasn't 1996. That's just when you watched it.
I don't I probably didn't watch it in '96.
I didn't know this either. Like, cause like this is something my dad and I talked about. I was like, you should get on there and watch the new Pinocchio. It was actually pretty good. And then like he's like, well, is it anything like the animated one? I was like, you talking about like the one that came out when I was a kid? And he's like, it didn't come out when you were as a kid. And I was like, what? Looked it up. That one came out in the 40s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I was like,
there are
what?
some. It's like I think it's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The Disney one that we have wasn't the first animated Disney or animated Snow White. There's one that came out in like 1920, and it isn't terrible, like considering it came out in the time. There's older versions. And another thing to remember, people can get pissy about this, then I love throwing the book at them, literally in this case. If you are unfamiliar with the Brothers Grimm...
Oh, yeah, the Brothers Grimm is rough. Oof.
No. The Brothers Grimm movie is rough. However, the original Grimm fairy tales, which is a book of fairy tales, a big, massive, thick, leather-bound fucking book of fairy tales that was written in like the 1800s. All of these Disney movies are not original ideas.
Oh, no.
They are all ripped from the Grimm fairy tales. Every single fucking one of them. And if they're not ripped from the Grimm fairy tales, they're ripped from lore from other countries. They're given spins and given happy endings, like at the end of The Little Mermaid. This is probably the most famous case. The end of The Little Mermaid, she gets with the prince, and it's all nice and hunky-dory and happy. In the Grimm fairy tales, she gets legs, but every time she steps on ground, how they describe it, it's knives. It feels like knives are digging into her skin.
Yep, and the fact that she actually didn't get the prince and ended up dying and turning into sea foam.
Yep, and she does. There is no. Pretty much every single Grimm fairy tale doesn't have a happy ending.
Oh yeah, there is no happy ending.
Argumentatively, Cinderella was okay.
No,
a little gruesome.
Yeah, gruesome.
No, because she wins. She gets the prince, and then she kills her stepmother, chops her up, turns her into stew, and feeds them to her stepsisters.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm safe though when it comes to like my favorite childhood Disney movie, because them live action Toy Story would just be the fucking stupidest thing in the world.
That would be terrifying, and it would imagine Toy Story 1, the fucking baby spider.
No, it would turn into the
live action.
It would be a horror movie.
No. There's an actual production company called New Moon or Full Moon Productions, and I love them. And they created a horror movie called Dolls, and it was all these dolls that were evil, came to life, and did all this stuff. It would be like that. Like it would be traumatizing to children and adults.
I don't know if the Page Master is Disney or not.
The Page Master.
No, maybe.
I think Page. Hang on, I can look.
And technically, that's already semi-live action. Like the first 20 minutes of the movie is live
what
action.
I'm getting at is if they rebooted that. That's what I'm calling. You're on the fucking line.
Well, they touch. Okay, so everything else is fine, but you touch Page Master and we're done.
It was done by Warner Brothers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's a Warner Brothers production.
20th Century Warner Brothers. 20th Century Studios. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. The more you know. Anyway. I had something. I was gonna bitch about something here. Because we were talking about live action movies. Oh, for those of you who live under a rock, Winnie the Pooh has entered the public domain.
Oh.
This movie looks fucking great.
Winnie the Pooh is coming out with a brand new movie. It's Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
What?
It's not like some big time known directors or movie company making it. It's like a couple of smojos, like if Fang and I were to make Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, it literally went Winnie the Pooh hit the public domain, and these guys went, I have an idea.
No, they didn't say we have an idea. They said we had an idea. We had.
No, it's in production right now. It is set to drop in October.
This movie's coming out like next month.
Yeah, so it's going to happen. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey will exist. It'll be a thing, and I want to see it just because it's Winnie the Pooh. He's in overalls. He's not even in his like shirt, no pants combo. He's in overalls with an axe.
Oh God.
And
they kill Eeyore.
Yeah, they kill Eeyore. There's a bunch of fucked up shit in it.
The funny thing about it though is that literally like they can use Winnie, Eeyore, and Piglet. They can't use anybody else.
Is that right?
Yeah, like that's why because I watched this guy on YouTube. His name's C3 Films, So I
Okay.
get all like my movie and TV show like recaps and his thoughts and whatever. He's been talking about this movie for months, and yeah, Tigger hasn't entered the public domain, so like they can only use
It's
like
interesting how a certain
some of
number
it.
of players have entered the players. A certain number of people have entered the public domain,
Oh, yeah.
but
Mickey Mouse is about
all
to,
these other ones.
but that probably won't
Mickey
last long.
Mickey Mouse probably won't, and I say this because Mickey Mouse
I
should have
think
entered
Mickey
the
Mouse
public domain.
already is.
No,
No.
there's a reason. So there's an entire law thing about this. I believe Legal Eagle did a video on it, but Mickey Mouse was supposed to enter the public domain years ago. He was supposed to, but they keep altering him. They keep changing his design. You can use what's it called, Waterboat Willie or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, Steamboat Willie.
Yeah, Steamboat Willie. You can use that, but you cannot use the Mickey Mouse that we currently know because they keep making minor alterations to him to keep him out of the public domain.
Yep.
So we're getting close to where Mickey Mouse will re-enter the public domain, or should anyway. And I almost promise you, Disney is going to be like, "Hey, no."
No. Well,
It's why whenever you see in The Simpsons or Family Guy, whenever they have a Mickey Mouse, they don't call it Mickey Mouse by name, and it looks completely different from Mickey Mouse.
Well, see, what's
Well,
funny.
they probably can now because The Simpsons is owned by Disney.
Maybe.
True. Well, no, what's
No,
funny
they
is
are.
that the Mickey Mouse wasn't the original design for
Nope.
Disney. It was Mortimer Mouse, but the original person that worked with Disney stole that idea and claimed it as his own and copyrighted it, and so he actually had to completely redesign and create a new mascot, which was Mickey.
Yep, and there was also Mickey Mouse was not the original period mascot. The original mascot wasn't supposed to be a mouse at all. There's an entire video game on this that came out on the Wii. I had it. It was great. The original mascot was a rabbit.
Mm.
Don't remember the fucker's name, but he essentially gets forgotten.
Yeah.
And that's where the Wii game comes in. And probably where some inspiration for Bendy and the Ink Machine came from as well.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why I say maybe on the Simpsons being able to use Mickey Mouse is because in case we all forget, Disney owns Fox now, which means they also technically own Family Guy.
Yep.
And they make a joke in Family Guy in one of their episodes, because of course they do.
Because it's Family Guy.
Peter goes, "Hey, since we're owned by Disney now, can we use so and so?" No, really? I thought since we were owned by them, we could. Okay, whatever. Here's general knockoff character number, yada yada yada. So just because you're owned by the corporation doesn't mean that production of you, so Fox, can use Disney's likeness. They can make reference, but they can't use the likeness. And with Mickey Mouse being such a prominent character of Disney, the face of Disney, they probably won't let a show like The Simpsons or Family Guy use
and what sucks, like
Mickey
the
Mouse.
people that work in the actual Disney parks are held to such a high standard they cannot act out of character at all.
Ever. Which
Like,
South Park makes a joke about.
Yeah. Like that, and what's funny is like, yeah, it's the happiest place on earth unless you work there.
Yeah. There's a number of abuse and scandals that have shown up over the years of people working at Disney. It's a scary place to work for sure.
So Mickey Mouse enters the public domain in 2024.
Images of Mickey Mouse as we know him now will not enter the public domain because those images are protected over both copyright and trademark.
Mm-hmm.
So the Mickey Mouse that we have will not be entering the public domain. However, other artwork will be allowed. You'll be allowed to alter Mickey Mouse and make basically an OC, but you will not be able to use that image.
And the rabbet
Goodness
you're
gracious,
talking
I seem to have a
about,
horse book.
the rabbit you were talking about is Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
Yeah, Oswald.
That's right. That's right.
I'd just seen that like a week ago somewhere, and it was bothering me.
I remember having that game on the Wii, and it was incredibly fun.
I know
Anyway,
one thing that really pisses me off is how fucking like, and I know we probably have complained about it before on different things, but I hate how systems like gaming systems go out of date and obsolete. Like, I really fucking hate that. Like, I have a system that I like. We'll use the Jaguar for instance.
Oh God.
So I got a Jaguar, which is a gaming
For those
system.
of you who don't know.
Yeah, it's a gaming system that came out in the 80s. I got it as a kid, like in the 90s. I got this gaming system the year it went out of business. The same year, KB Toy Works, the only known location that sold those games, also went out of business. And I had one fucking game on that entire fucking system because I was poor and couldn't find any others. I was pissed. And the fact that the Wii is going to be obsolete and like all the other past gaming systems are obsolete. It's like, I just fucking hate it.
Obsolete is a loose term because, I mean, if you say a gaming system is obsolete, that almost means like it's unplayable.
It's basically, it's hard to find any games for it, and or, you know, if you do find them, because the game system itself is a fucking antique, the game itself costs fucking $40, $50, $60, $70, $80, $100. So
I mean, anything with like Mario or Sonic on it from the old generation games is going to be very expensive. Understandably so, but at the same time, what I think game developers need to do is they need to, so this goes for Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, even PC, all your gaming companies, they need to make all their games. They don't need to remake them. They need to re-release them.
Mm-hmm.
Re-allow them onto these consoles. And before anyone's like, oh, well, that they're not going to make much money off of that. Bullshit. They could sell me, let's see, they could sell me a Nintendo 64 title. Let's go with Pokemon Stadium 2. You could sell that to me on PC for $40, $50, and I would pay it.
Oh yeah,
I would pay it. I would be like, all right, here's $40, $50. Let me see this in new age graphics so that it's not incredibly grainy like it is when I plug it into my high definition TV.
Like Halo. When they redid the Halo, that was gorgeous.
So it's one of them things. They will make money. They will make a fuckload of money, and I understand. Rights come into play. They have to get the rights to the game again, especially with with Pokemon. They'd have to get a hold of Game Freak. They'd have to get permission to alter the game and make it new age graphics, and they'd have to do all this different shit. But they'd make that money back in
tenfold.
Probably less than a month. By the end of the year, they'll triple their money.
Yeah.
Whenever you hear arguments of a game developer won't do this because they'll lose money. Bullshit. If they think they'll lose money, that just proves they don't pay attention to their market.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that means.
So, and a thing things that they don't pay attention to. So here's the thing and I joke about it, but it's fucking true. So working in factories, fast food, wherever, what have you, I've always had the sentence of if it makes sense, it's fucking wrong. Yep. And that's true for any job I've ever worked. If this is common sense. This is how this should work. This is how it absolutely works perfectly every time with no hiccup. But because some fucking desk jockey decided this was the best way to fucking do something, oh no, that way is wrong. This way is right. Like, I fucking hate that. Like, if you're a desk jockey, no. If you're a desk jockey and have never stepped foot on the floor you're working on or worked one fucking day with the product you're sitting there trying to regulate, shut your fucking mouth until you do it yourself. I would hate that shit.
To add on to kind of like that, for someone who's worked in fast food, I mean, we all have, but
this call has.
Well, someone like me who's done it for 12 years and yes, things change over the years.
Yes.
They have to. Yes. And sometimes they don't have to or they shouldn't. But, you'll know something for 4 or 5 years, and they'll take the slightest thing and change it. And they'll be like, this is how we're doing it now. Essentially, you don't like it. Da-da-da-da. But, why? I'm doing the same thing with the slightest fucking turn. This is how we have to do it now? Or, we get slapped on the wrist?
It's like where I work. Where I work, there's a set of rules. We call it the SOP, the Standard Operating Procedure. Mm-hmm. If you follow the SOP, they're relatively understandable rules. They're the rules that are there to keep you from getting hurt. An example, because it ties in with what I'm talking about, on a reach truck. If you're not familiar with a reach truck, it's basically a forklift, except you have one turning wheel in the back, and then you have, I'm going to be very careful while saying this, on the front of it, you have 2 outriggers. And those two outriggers are your stabilizers. They keep you from tipping over, and they also have wheels. And then you have your forks, and the forks can go up to, I think, like 50 feet up into the air.
Mm.
Well, one of the rules on our SOP states do not hang your feet off the back of the lift. I don't know about you, but that's a pretty understandable rule.
Mm-hmm.
Why would it's not like I'm driving down the road hanging my foot out of the car. That makes sense. But for the most part, pay attention. Just like if you were driving a car.
Mm-hmm.
We had an incident where a reach truck driver was driving his lift and he wasn't paying attention and he was hanging his foot off the back of his lift. Well, the person in front of him stopped abruptly because they had to. Well, the person wasn't paying attention, didn't notice it, broke his foot.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of being like, oh, this guy didn't follow the rules and that's why he got hurt, we're going to add a bunch of new rules on because that'll fix the problem of people not following the rules.
Nope.
So they implemented a new rule where they put stickers down on the bottom of the reach trucks of where your feet have to be at all times. And you're not permitted to move your feet from those spots. We argued with them tooth and nail over this because that is ridiculous. You get uncomfortable standing in one spot for 9 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be able to shift your feet. You need to be able to turn your foot every once in a while. Something, the minute difference.
Mm-hmm.
So they eventually got rid of it. But it's like at my job, if something goes wrong, then instead of being like, oh, well, the reason this went wrong is because they weren't following the rules, they go, our rules don't work. We need more.
No.
My rule of thumb is has and always will be strive for perfection, but pray you never reach it.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you reach perfection, there's nothing left.
Well, that, or if you hit perfection, it's going to end up being wrong and, start all over again. But no, it's like...
That's perfectly fine, though,
yeah.
then.
No, I was in the gas station with Danny a couple days ago, and we were sitting there talking about how some people get so angry at people behind the counter. I'm like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I think it should be a legitimate rule. Anybody that, is able to be in the workforce, at least for a year, needs to work either one, a fast food job, or two, a retail job. Because they can sit there, it's like, oh, I could do your job. Oh, can you? Can you do my job? Okay.
Come back here and do it.
Come back here and do it. Well, I'm going to make it this way. You can't make it that way. Why? Because the rules say you have to do it this way. But that's stupid. I know, but you have to do it this way. Well, I want to make it this way. Well, you're going to get fired. What? You're going to get fired. For doing it my way? Yeah, because you're not following company policy. We have to weigh out certain things, or we have to cut it a certain way, or we have to stack this a certain way, or we have to do this. It's like... yeah, people want to look down on fast food workers or retail workers, but there's a lot of fucking red tape and our hands tied that we can't do because it's against the rules. And if we get caught, we get written up, in trouble, or fired. So I think it literally should be someone has to work at least 1 year in either or so they can shut the fuck up and be like, okay, I understand.
Or at least a couple months.
Yeah.
But
even after a couple months, they'll figure it out.
I want to add on to this because you made a solid point about, them getting angry with us or in rules. I think, and this is a ridiculous rule, it will never happen, but this is just my opinion. I'm sure a lot of people listening and even you two will agree. I think that, the rule is, they yell, they say what they say, you bite your lip and you walk the other way. You agree. Customer's always right. Da, 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 da. But I think that if someone wants to get physical and they throw the first blow, it should be fair game.
Oh, absolutely.
Agreed.
So I had
You
a
should be able to
situation
defend
actually
yourself.
Saturday where don't know why this customer was angry. Don't know anything. I just got back from break. I am making a drink for another customer. I had another employee hand out other food, and I'm trying to choose my words wisely because I don't want to say names. I don't want to talk about where I'm at. But and all I see as this other employee puts food down for this other customer, food get thrown inches away from her.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm telling you, I had never been so livid and calm in the same fucking mindset at the same time. because I like immediately I cussed at this guy once, and I shouldn't have because obviously, you know, I'm on the clock. Da da da. The only cuss word I said to this guy, I said, "You can fucking get out of the store." That's all I said, bad wise. But if the lobby was not full, I'm telling you, I don't know what would have happened next. And if it would have hit this employee, I don't know what would have happened next.
See, that's one
yes,
thing.
it's just food, but I was fucking livid. And he just went on and on. You're going to give me a refund. I was like, I ain't doing anything for you. Well, I'll just wait for your higher up. And I was like, oh, looks like you're going to be waiting about 24 hours, bud, because he won't be here until 7 o'clock tomorrow.
See,
He just sat there and sat there and sat there. And I was like, dude, I don't know what you're doing. I said, I can call the cops because he just kept making a disturbance. So I eventually did the right thing, I guess, gave him a refund. He's like, you're a fucking piece of shit and a joke. I said, well, if that's how you feel, but don't come back. But I think it should be fair game. If something gets thrown or, you know, they take it and get physical. Because I've had money thrown at me, and I'm not talking about paper bills. I'm talking about coins. I've had that food getting thrown at another employee. I've had somebody come up and get in my face behind the counter. I think that if that customer can do that, thinking that we're not going to do anything, I think if there's a line drawn, we should have the right to defend ourselves.
No,
Oh,
I
absolutely.
hate that the fact that it's, you know, once, like, I understand from a business standpoint, yeah, I get it. You want us to be professional. But there is no goddamn way that I'm going to leave my human emotions at that fucking front door, because I know I have a temper when I get pushed to that point. And no amount of me biting my tongue is going to make me stop from saying something that I shouldn't. Like, I had a standing rule when I was a manager over at Dunkin' Donuts that I would not let anybody, customer, manager, what have you, berate any of my employees. And I had
Especially
one customer
minors.
doing that. You know, yeah. And I'm just like, I'm sorry. If you're going to treat my employees like, you can get the hell out of my fucking store. Excuse me? You heard me. Get out of my store. You can't. Yes, I can, because I'm the manager on shift right now. And I have the right to refuse service to anybody. And right now, you're being a fucking dick. Get out. I love watching men's face get so red when a woman tells them to get out. Like, why? Who do you think you are? I'm the one who runs the store right now. Get out.
And I love it when they just stare at you like they've lost everything, and they're like, they can't do this. Like, they just go fucking brain dead. Like, they don't know what the like. They're just dumb.
Yeah,
They're,
it's again, it's that
find the words to
stereotype
choose,
that
but
we've instilled that, you know, customers always right. They're fucking not. And I'm sorry, no offense to you guys and no offense to anybody listening, but men are the most fucking entitled customer I have ever met. Men will throw the biggest fit if something is wrong or not right, or they don't get it exactly their way, because they believe, because they are white men, they can get whatever the fuck they want. I'm sorry. The world doesn't revolve around your fucking ass. And you want to call women and say we're the most dramatic sexes out there? A man is the most dramatic fucking bitch out there. Prove me fucking wrong.
When it comes to the food thing, though, I think it revolves back to like what you were saying earlier. You know, like I can't even remember what you were talking about. I just lost all words. But like, yeah, they should work fast food at least once in their life. Because because you have some of those customers that come in and go, hey, my food's wrong, and you could tell they're angry or they're upset, and they're like, well, you get that long story. Well, I worked fast food for 5 years. I know how it is. You guys mess up sometimes. And you get those people. But the people that come in there, they haven't worked fast food a time in their life, and then they're like, fuck this, fuck you fucking suck, make my fucking shit right. And like, I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction. You're not getting shit out of me. You lost your money. I'm not giving you a refund. You're not getting remade food now. I could care less if you come back, and I don't care how the rest of your fucking day goes. Bye.
And with what she was saying earlier, I only disagree with you on it because I can't say I've never dealt with an irate male, because God knows I have. It's why we have the Karen stereotype, but I think the male version of a Karen is
it's like a Kyle or something like that, or something.
It's either a Kyle or a Chad.
Yeah, Chad.
No, a Chad's a fuck boy.
Okay, so then it's probably there is a male version of a Karen.
Yeah, I can't think of. It starts with a K.
I think it's
might
Kyle.
be.
I think it's actually Kyle.
Yeah. So there's a reason we have those stereotypes. Those things exist. But in my time of working in customer service, and I did it from the age of 15 all the way up until I was fucking 23, 24 years old, you would get women who would come in, and sometimes you would get women who come in with their man. that is when I would say, oh, well, not only, but that is when I would mostly see men getting irate. Is they would the woman would be pissed and she'd look to her husband to deal with it, which is fine.
Right.
Neither one of you need to
Apparently-
be a dick to me, but whatever, do your fucking business.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Google says it's kin.
Ken.
Okay.
Google's
But
wrong.
in my time, in my time of working in fast food and all that fun shit, I always dealt with irate females.
I get more. guys
Whenever-
than females, but there are a lot of fucking rude.
Whenever
women.
it was a male, it was typically the guy who comes in. He's a real scrawny. You can picture him now, real scrawny, short hair, covered in fucking tattoos. Thinks he's really badass.
I was picturing everything you're saying, and as you were just
Yeah.
going down the list, it was popping in my head before you said it.
Yeah, so you can see the guy I'm talking about. He thinks he's big shit. He thinks he's big smoke, and that's the guy who causes problems. I don't know if I ever had to deal elderly gentlemen. I hardly ever had to deal with being irate. And
No,
by
they're
elderly,
usually-
I mean in their 80s.
Yeah, they're usually
you know,
really
70s,
understanding.
80s.
It's like the men in the 50s and like
Yeah.
it's the late 40s, early 50s,
It's
late
any-
50s. They're fucking got a goddamn stick up their ass and they just need to pull the fuck
It's
out.
actually anywhere from 25 to about 50, I would say,
Yeah.
in my experiences.
But
I
and-
like the guy, like it's either the guy that comes in, they're fucking pissed off, and then the wife or girlfriend's always like, "I'm sorry, he's had a
Yeah.
bad day," and I'm like, I don't give a fuck if he had a bad day. He's about to have
He's
a
about
worse
to
one.
have a
He keeps
he's about to have a worse fucking day. What do you
Mm-hmm.
mean? He wants to, and it is one of them things where you can come in, you can be a dick, but what's the golden rule? Treat others the way you want to be treated.
Mhm.
So you come in, you're acting like a fucking prick. I'm gonna treat you like you're a fucking prick,
Right.
and I promise you, I'm better at it than you.
Oh my god, I just thought of this. This is off topic, it's still on ranting. So, for people who like football, NFL is back today. I was
Yeah.
Yay.
kind of
Yeah.
excited, kind of not. I'm not saying I'm losing my touch of love for football, but I completely forgot it was on today, and I've been rushing to get through a bunch of other shit that I've had planned all weekend. So I turned on the game. As the game's going, I'm like, oh, cool. I'm watching the Colts. I'm excited. Colts start losing. I'm like, fuck. Okay, this sucks. Colts come back. We take it to overtime. Completely forgot the rules are different than the NBA, because the NBA, you sit there and you fucking play till you win.
Right.
That's it. NFL rules, you win
Isn't
kickoff and overtime. You score, you win. If you don't score, next point wins.
Yeah.
If you don't score by the time the first round of overtime's over, it ends in a tie. Well, the Colts ended in a tie. I think ending in a tie in the NFL is the fucking dumbest thing ever. I tweeted about it. Obviously, I don't have many followers, so it's fucking irrelevant. I had to state my opinion. But I think that the NFL should change the fucking rules. I don't care. If you have to go and play fucking 5 rounds of overtime, we're going to fucking be here until 8 o'clock at night. Someone better fucking win this game.
Right.
Okay, I got my rant. I know you guys don't care for football.
Here,
We can do that.
no. On that thing of football. So, like, I know you love football. I know, like, you grew up in football and you watch football. But I'm sorry. Being so overrated that Sunday has become, oh, football. Fuck your football. Quit being a lousy fucking couch potato dad. Get off your ass and go fucking spend time with your family instead of sitting there drinking a beer, scratching your dick, going, oh, my team ain't winning. I fucking hate that bullshit.
First off, we ain't like that. Second off, you got me fucked up with NASCAR, and I don't fucking care for cars that go vroom, vroom.
I fucking hate
around
NASCAR, but no,
125.
football's
They're taking
just
a
as
left
bad.
turn.
No, football's just as bad because you fucking got like, oh, I ain't gonna do nothing because the game's on. Get your lazy fucking ass up off that fucking couch. Go fucking do something. Don't sit there fucking complaining because your team ain't winning and then, be mad, belligerent toward anybody who interrupts the game.
Okay.
Fucking
Okay.
pisses me off. I hate that shit.
I care less, like, because I've had girlfriends that would sit there and watch and be like, well, I don't understand it. I don't care. I'll explain football all day to you, video games, whatever. Doc made a good point. Yes, no fucking ties. First score fucking wins. Let's keep the fucking game going.
What I love about that is kind of on the same subject, kind of, sort of, a little bit. You have the people who are like, why would you watch somebody play a video game?
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
had this
yeah,
conversation
so
several
you
times.
probably know the argument here.
I
So,
actually had an ex-girlfriend because like when I was trying to like study Fortnite and get better because I was tired of sucking, I watched Ninja for hours. I'd put it on my flat screen TV in my bedroom, and she would come in like, "Ah, we're watching this." I'm like, "You don't have to watch it. I'm
I'm
trying to
watching
get
it.
better." I think a lot of people watch streams, whether you're entertaining or not, and some are curious of the game and try to get better, learn from you,
Right.
or they really
So-
enjoy your presence. But yeah, go
So,
ahead.
what I'm getting at here, it's my favorite counter argument, and the reason why is, oh, why do you watch people playing that game? Why don't you just play the game yourself? Why are you watching people play football? Why don't you just go out and play it yourself?
Because, okay, well, first off, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier
Yes.
to get on and play a video game. You may not, okay, for the people that can, and I don't mean this in a bad way, can afford a video game or play video games, you could hop on and play a video game. But it all ties into, you're watching that person to learn from them or you enjoy them.
Yes.
Okay.
You're watching it for
Football,
entertainment
you
purposes.
can't go out and be like, all right, we got 22 people here stacked up. Let's play. And you can play video games until the fucking day you die. I ain't going out and playing football when I'm 55 years old and fucking poof, turn to dust.
Well, it's
I'm
still
gonna watch it, drink my beer, and scratch my balls like May said.
the point of it though is you were watching it for either, like you said, to learn something, or you were watching it for entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
And in the event that you were watching it for
Porn.
entertainment purposes,
Shut up.
You can
Alpha.
watch porn, enjoy it, and you could also partake in activities. Of
yeah, you're watching it for that entertainment purposes. And that's perfectly fine to do so. Don't sit there and dog on people because they're, watching a game for the entertainment value.
Shouldn't dog on anybody for anything, in all honesty.
Argumentative.
Okay, I mean, like,
Republicans.
I mean, like things that like you shouldn't judge somebody because they're a furry or they like
Right.
Fortnite or versus Apex. I don't dog on Fang because he loves Apex and doesn't like Fortnite. He's still my best friend. I don't dog on you because I don't dog on what's his fucking name? What's his fucking name?
I don't know who is the fucking person.
I can't think of his gamer tag because we go with everybody from gamer tags. Fucking
What is it?
not Smeagol.
Scuba Steve?
Yeah, Scuba Steve. Holy shit. I don't dog on him because he likes the New England Patriots and I'm a Colts fan. I don't dog on, I mean, the list goes on and on. Yeah, but like, I don't know where I was going.
You still treat everybody equal no matter who or
Yeah.
what they
Yeah,
no
like
matter what.
if you like video games and that person likes football and you're a nerd because you like video games, that person is also a nerd because they're geeked out about football.
Yes.
I feel like okay, the term nerd and geek I think is kind of out of context, like because you're a
It's out of the
nerd
time.
because you
It's
like
out of the time.
Pokemon or video
Well,
games
the term
or
nerd and geek were
study.
just smart kids. They were it's the
Yeah.
nerd, it's the geek.
But you also geek out about football, basketball, sex, whatever
Right.
it may
Yeah.
be, food.
Like the people who don't
School.
play D&D and think people who are stupid who play D&D and yet they have fantasy football.
You know how much fucking math we put into fucking D&D
I've never heard the words D&D and
fantasy
football.
football.
It's true
compared
though.
to-
It is. It's fucking true. They're sitting there geeking out. Oh, this is my team. Oh, this is my team. It's the same thing as D&D campaign. Like,
I don't dog on D&D. I just don't fucking get it, and I don't have the time to learn D&D.
It's fun.
I think you'd like it because it allows the imagination to run through.
Yeah.
And
If
it's
you
like,
I
love
think you need
collecting-
the right DM. You need the right DM.
And
I do
DM
need the
stands
right
for Dungeon
DMs.
Master.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
you meant DMs,
No.
like a female hitting my DMs.
No.
Dungeon
Anyway.
Master, or you could also go with GM, which is Game Master.
Yeah.
It's also like I don't like spending all this money on Pokemon cards. I like collecting them. Will I fucking turn around and learn how to actually play the game again? And
No.
over 20-something years or whenever I learned how to play it? Fuck no. I'm not going to learn it. I don't care. I just want the shiny gold card.
Right.
But that's another thing, though. Like, you see all these streamers.
I was gonna
or-
go on that after May did her rant.
You see all these streamers pulling all these cards, and yes, they have more money. They have more cards
Sponsorships
to
and
open
such,
up.
yeah.
and they get all these pulls. And yes, they could probably, cut it and edit the video to like, I got all these pulls. And now that I'm saying this out loud and thinking it through, that's probably what they do. But then like you get your cards, and you don't get fucking dick all.
So, May, go on your rant real quick. I'm going to try and keep what I got in mind
You go ahead
going.
and go on yours because mine's going to take a minute.
One thing sex and sports have in common: balls.
So what I was going to say on the whole Pokemon thing, it's almost unbelievable. And this goes for Magic. I don't know if there's any Yu-Gi-Oh pack openings happening. I don't see
I've
them
seen
if they
some
are.
people, but it's mainly
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Pokemon.
Yeah, it's mainly Pokemon. I have Magic show up every once in a while. Somebody opening the latest set of Magic, which I'll be honest with you, watching somebody open new Magic cards is kind of boring as balls if you play the game.
I mean, honestly, watching you guys open Pokemon's kind of boring too. So.
Well, it's because you're not a collector. You're not getting the hype of it.
You're not opening it.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. Like I look at the Magic the Gathering opening videos, and I'm like, okay, this is from a new age set. This is from the latest set. I don't care. I care about playing. So you pull a super ultra rare card, but if I look at that card and go, I don't have a deck for that, I'm not going to care about it. Whereas with Pokemon, if you pull a super ultra rare card that's worth a lot of money, I'm going to be like, fuck yeah, good on ya. But like what you were saying, Alpha, you see these videos of the people that stream the shit regularly, and like you said, they have a fuckload of money to be doing this. And you see them, they're opening these packs and they're getting these such great pulls. It almost makes you wonder if the shit is set up. Because God help you, you could go buy 2 fucking trainer boxes, which is what, 80 packs, 70, 80 packs.
Are you talking? Well, the elite trainer boxes is only 8. If you're talking about the,
I'm talking about the booster box.
Booster box. That's exactly what it's called. You get about 30 something packs.
So if you go out, you could go out and buy 2 booster boxes. That's 60 packs. To go through every pack neatly and to examine every card, you're looking at maybe a good hour of your time, probably. So you're doing all this shit and you don't open nothing. Maybe you have a couple of cool looking cards or a couple of cards that are worth 20, 30 bucks, but you never pull that ultra card, the card from that set. Then you open up a YouTube video and the guy opens it in fucking 2 packs. It almost makes you feel like it's set up. And like you said, they could obviously just be editing down their video. Maybe they had gone through 5 or 10 booster boxes by the time they finally pulled something. We don't know.
I mean, the guy I watch, I know the guy that I watch 3 actually, but one of them is mainly Pokemon Go. But the guys that I watch, they're big. Like one of them is Leon Hart. He's probably one of the biggest Pokemon card openers out there. But obviously, like you just said, like even like in my own experience, like even when you and I did it, we opened up several cards.
Oh, absolutely. We went through a fuckload of packs.
If we would have sat there and say we made a video out of it, like we legitimately did, it's going to take, say we bought a bunch of cards. You open them up, it's going to take 30 to 40 an hour to open them all up, examine them, sleeve them. Then you go into your editing process. You got to edit that video. That's going to take another couple hours. And then some people put the prices. So they're going and checking like the grades and shit. So like that's another, if you pulled a bunch of cards, that's another 80, another hour or 2. So a lot of time goes into all this, but like, so like what I'm getting at is that like the videos you see are edited, but don't make it look like all you get is big pulls. Show me the fucking videos that you don't get any pulls, so I know that I'm not fucking crazy.
So where I was going to end my rant here is you see the people pulling big money out of Pokemon cards. And then I'll use Wildcat as an example here because if you don't know him, he's on YouTube. He's a variety YouTube creator. He does a bunch of different videos, Among Us, Call of Duty, what have you, Fortnite even. What you see on YouTube where you look at these pro players and you see them hitting these amazing shots. You see them winning games, and it looks like, thanks to video editing, that they're winning back to back to back.
The magic of
editing. They're not. That is the magic of editing. They probably spent the better part 4 or 5 hours of struggling through games and then eventually getting the clips they needed, getting the wins they needed, doing the shit they needed to do to make a video.
Mm-hmm.
I use Wildcat as an example here because Wildcat, when he makes a video, he'll show you when he does good. And then he'll also show you when he's doing terrible. Is because, yeah, it kind of sucks to see your heroes lose. But if you make it funny. So like Ragtag, whenever he's missing shots and he puts sound effects, he puts like fart noises over his bullets that are missing. Or he'll say, nice fucking aim, you fucking idiot, what are you doing? It makes it funny. So, yeah, the content isn't there of them winning or hitting their shots, but you still get a chuckle out of it. But if they were to just humble themselves a little bit and make a funny moment out of a shit moment, it would give them the same amount, if not more views, because now they're attracting a completely different audience into their content. You still have the people who are watching you for your skill, but then you have the people who are there to watch you fail. Because if you don't...
moments.
Yeah, they're there for the comedy moments. So yeah, you have your super serious, massive call-outs, big brain plays. Oh, you missed 6 shots on that opponent. Put some sound effects over it.
Let May rant.
Yeah,
She's
May, do your
waiting
thing.
Fuck you too!
Oh, look, I finally
got me
exist.
So anyway, I had this other idea that I was going to go off on, and
You know what?
See,
it wouldn't
comedy.
fucking surprise me, you dick.
Fucking comedy. I am funny. Laugh.
You're funny looking.
Anyway.
Ha 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 ha. Give me that.
Look, I'm
Howdy. I'm Sheriff Woody.
I love that scene so much. No, and this is what I wanted to talk about last time I was on. Like, so no surprise to anybody that either in the stream or that's watched our YouTube. I'm a plus size woman. I'm a big girl. You know, I'm not this little itty
She's a
bitty
big
stick
sexy
figure.
girl.
Thank you, honey. I am so fed up.
Sexy, but you're beautiful.
Thank you. I am so fed up and tired of how expensive clothing is for plus size women is, and how expensive shoes are for people who don't have the perfect size 9 foot. Like, that shit pisses me off. I am a 5'10", some odd pound woman with fucking size 13 feet. Do you realize to find a pair of shoes, I have to go online and order them and hope to God they fit. And normally the price I can find for a pair of shoes that are my size that'll fit perfectly are like $100 fucking dollars. Clothes.
On top of shipping and handling?
On top of shipping and handling.
Ridiculous.
If I go to Torrid, like Torrid is big girl mecca. They have all these awesome cute clothes that, you know, actually are styled, unlike Lane Bryant, where it looks like I just threw on a sheet and said, hey, look, it's a day. A pair of jeans shouldn't cost $50 fucking dollars, if not more. My shirts shouldn't cost $50. I shouldn't have to spend $500 an outfit. I shouldn't have to shell out fucking almost $1,000 to look cute when I can go to Walmart as a size fucking 10 girl and buy an outfit for fucking $20 that includes accessories and shoes. It's not fucking fair that I have to pay twice as much as a smaller person does. It's bull fucking shit. No, you have nothing. It is bullshit.
No, I do.
That kind of revolves or goes back.
You.
That goes back to like what I was saying is like in high school I used to think that I had to have the Hollister, Aeropostale, or when I wore like Walmart shirts I was like get treated like shit. Oh, you're poor. Now I'll fucking walk around all day with the fucking Walmart, Meijer, Target shirt. I don't give a fuck.
Well, no. That's the thing though. You can walk into a Hollister or Aeropostale and find a shirt in your size. Stores like that are sizist. I cannot go into one of those stores because they will look at me like, why are you in here? We don't carry your size, fatty. Get out.
I was just using them as an example.
I know, but I understand. But like, I was shocked when I went shopping because for years, I never stepped foot into an Old Navy because you know what? Old Navy never carried higher than a size fucking 10. I go in there not more than a couple months ago and I about fucking shit myself because I'm like, oh my God, they have something here that might actually fit me. After I don't know how many years or something in there that might fit me after the years prior where if you walked into an Old Navy and you were over a size 18, they would look at you like you were a fucking, you know, witch in the bog coming out to, you know, terrorize children.
So what I have for this, you can say I don't have anything for it, then I'll just, fine, I don't have anything for it, and I'm totally not agreeing with you.
I'm just angry.
I know you're angry, but like, just because I have something doesn't mean I'm disagreeing
with you.
You're a
6'1" tall stick, okay? You have you can fit into anything. So man, grumble.
Fast forward to the night where he sticks at the.
So what I have for this, it ties back into. In a way, it ties back into what we were talking about with video games and consoles and whatnot. Because what is happening now we have gotten under the stigmata of whatever the word is, of way back in the day. I'm talking 50s, 60s. Everybody was on drugs. Everybody was having a good time. Everybody was thin, mainly because of the Great Depression and malnourishment, but we don't talk about that. Back then, beauty standards were set. We haven't adapted as humans to accept the fact that you don't have to be the size 0 fucking twig. It's ridiculous that we haven't. It's stupid that we're stuck in that way. But that is part of the reason as to why. And then where I was getting at with the video games and how this ties in, companies such as Walmart, Meijer, and Target. Does Target sell clothes? I've never been inside of a Target.
Yes.
Okay.
They don't carry my size, so
yeah. So there, a lot of the times, these big companies, just like the big gaming companies and the big console companies, they're afraid that if they do this shit, they're not going to make money. And it's because they have people in their systems that are telling them they won't make money.
But see, that's the thing. Like, so the majority of the Americans have gotten bigger over the years. Yes, I understand that. But it's also because of the food companies that put all this high fructose corn syrup, all this sugar, all this stuff that makes you gain weight. I understand, yes, I can go to the gym, I can go work out. I get that. I'm self-conscious. I know
sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, though.
Some
because
people can't.
But
yeah, there are body types.
No. Some people can't.
I wasn't even done talking earlier.
Fine, go ahead.
No, because another thing.
We're all turning against each other.
It's what they want.
I'll just be the good girl and I'll be quiet. So.
Go ahead and fucking talk.
No, you go. Finish your sentence.
Because the end of my statement was those big companies that are telling you, oh, we can't afford it. They're also spreading that BS lie that, oh, since we have to make bigger materials, since we have to use more materials, it costs more money. Which, yes, that is true. You have to use more materials, which does cost more money. But they're ignoring the fact that they would just make that money back in less than a day. Like a lot less than a day. That's what I was getting at.
I was just gonna say, I'll say this, and I'm gonna try to choose my words wisely. I would rather have a bigger girl. I don't want the preppy toothpick girl. I want a the bigger girls know how to have fun, and they're fucking wrong. Know how to cook, and a lot of them are more down to earth than the fucking lying, cheating toothpick. I'm not choosing my words wisely anymore. I don't care. A lot of the skinnier girls that know that they can get anyone and everyone, this is gonna sound bad, are fucking terrible. And I don't judge anyone as it is, but I'm just saying, like, this is bad. I'm gonna get canceled.
The preppy bitches.
Well, no, what I mean is like I'm not trying to like fat shame anyone, but the bigger girls are more nicer and respectfuler. And I don't think respectfuler is a word. But anyway,
you're looking for more respectful.
Yes. But what I'm getting at is that, like, I mean, don't judge a book by its cover, I guess. But like I don't know. I'm done. I can't choose my words wisely, and I don't want to like fat shame anybody. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not trying to get canceled. I'm just saying a lot of the bigger girls are better people than the fucking toothpick people.
Because we're not so concerned.
So fucking Go ahead.
Because they're more concerned about the way they look, because it's true. You know, it's this is what your man likes. He likes them skinny with big butts and big boobs, and they want you to be tiny. That way your men can enjoy you. But the thing is that they're so I'm going to say this, not every smaller person is self-centered about the way they look. Sometimes, like our roommate, she can't gain weight to save her life, and she wants to gain weight. But it's that stigma of, I have to stay this way because if not, I'm not attractive. I have to stay this way because if I get fat, that's just disgusting because fat's gross. And I hate how that has become the main mindset of everything. Fat shaming has become such a big part of the culture that, God forbid, if you're bigger than a size 10, and what's sad, I've seen things in plus size where a size 12 is considered plus size. A 12.
I don't know the sizes, so what would a 12 size relatively be?
So
I know a size 0 is basically
so
a fucking
in high school,
twig.
I was probably a size 16.
Okay.
So, 2 sizes smaller than that, 14, 12, I would be considered fat. You know, the fact that, you know, if you wear a size 18 pants, you're basically obese. You know, God forbid your pant size is in the 20s, because, you know, then you're just a fucking fat cow. You know, and it's like, the problem is that, yeah, some places that sell plus size clothes will go to a size 24
Closes.
at the highest, but there are women out there that wear size 26, 28, size 30 pants, because some have thyroid problems, some just have bigger things. It's like, it's not fair that we get punished because of something that we can't control. I know, understand that some of us can control. Yes, I understand we can go to gyms, we can do this, but sometimes that doesn't work. It doesn't help. Yes, there's gastric bypass, but that is such a scary thing to do, because I know 2 people. One is dead and one has had complications since she's had it. Yay for you guys that have done it and have lived, survived, or thriving. But for a lot of other people, that option just isn't available because, 1, they can't afford it. 2, it's terrifying. 3, sometimes it just doesn't work and people go back to the way they are. We shouldn't be fat shamed or made to feel awful just because we are a plus size person. Like,
It all just leads into people fat shaming, or because you're black or different ethnic or gay or
something's
lesbian.
different about you and we don't agree with. So one of the things, I don't watch Joe Rogan's podcast, but I see clips of it show up every now and then on YouTube and Facebook and what have you. And there was an instance, and I get it, he was what, an announcer for MMA or some shit like that?
I have no idea.
Or a recruiter? I don't remember.
Something to do with the MMA. I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's something to do about being fit and doing fights. The only time I have ever disagreed with something he said, that being said, I haven't watched all of his podcasts, so there could have been a number of things that I wouldn't necessarily agree with. But he comes in and he says, anybody can lose the weight. You just have to quit being lazy and do it. I disagreed with that because
it's true and not true.
Well, it's true in some instances. Yes, I or you, Alpha, could go out and we could lose all the weight we've gained over the years and get our high school bodies back. We could.
Damn near at my high school body.
Yeah.
We're talking about.
Well, you know, we could go out and do that.
I'm not trying to throw May back into this, but May could do it too. And I'm not saying it's because she's busy or lazy or anything. It's not the case. Even if she started at, you know, a couple walks once a week. I stopped working out completely, mainly because I can't get into my gym anymore, and I just don't have the mindset to go on hour to hour and a half long walks. But I go out and play Pokemon Go. So when I'm out walking for an hour, that's my workout. I'm done. I'm playing video games and walking. I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
So the reason why I disagreed with Joe Rogan is there are body types, there are skeletal types that cannot just go out there and lose weight. An example, I'm sorry, dear. I'm going to use you as an example here. Yeah, so if May were to go out and start working out, would she lose weight? Yes. But eventually, she's going to hit a point where she's either going to hit dangerously low levels of weight to where her skeleton can no longer support her, or rather, her body can no longer support her, or she's just going to hit that point and no longer lose weight and then just start gaining the weight right back. Mm-hmm. I will also use my mom and grandma as an example here because they went through weight loss. They started working out and they worked out for years. They lost weight. They got thinner. However, they can no longer get any thinner. If they do, it'll cause health issues. There'll be a bunch of complications. All this. There is a point that people can no longer lose weight.
I think that's where I'm at, and Scuba Steve made a good point, because when I was working out hardcore, I went from 333 to 250-ish, and like I was still working out the same amount, and I just didn't think of it. I'm like, I'm still in here putting in the work, putting in the time. What the fuck is going on? And he looked at me. He's like, there's a point where, like, you know, you're not going to lose that weight anymore. You've dropped all the weight because of what you're doing. So now if you want to lose more weight, you're going to have to be working out even longer, even harder, and cutting more cutting back more on like the foods you eat, even though you're eating healthier, yada yada yada. And I just looked at myself and I was like, I'm already putting an hour and a half into the workouts. I've dramatically cut out soda, sweets, other than cheat day. Cut down a lot of what I've ate. I was like, I can't. I'd mentally go crazy, and I'm already mentally losing my mind as it is day in and day out. And I've noticed it because like I haven't been going on my walks the past month. I've gained 9 pounds back from when I stopped working out. And yes, it sucks, but at the same time, I'm comfortable at 250 for right now till I want to get back into it.
I'd kill to be 250.
Well, I mean, from 330 to 250 is amazing for me, and I'm happy. I wanted to get to 100 pounds total loss, and yeah, I'm upset that I didn't, but I broke 3 milestones when I started working out. I did.
Yeah, I saw your posts. You were doing great.
But I stopped, and I shouldn't have, but at the same time, I'm comfortable right now at 250.
Yeah.
When I feel comfortable to get back into it and start doing it again, and if I can get to 233 or 230, whatever it may be, that's fine. My end goal is at least 230, but I'm not in any rush to get there now. Like I'm comfortably fine.
It's just one of those things when it comes to weight loss. It's, can you lose weight? Yes. Can you become as thin as a size 0? No, you can't. Well, maybe you can, depending on your body type, but for the most part, people can't. And it's just because of how their body is.
You can have, and I'm not knocking you at all. This is my own experience. I'm saying you as in like just everybody in general. You could have that mindset of wanting to work out. You know that this is the goal you want to be at or somewhere around it. This is what you're going to do to get it. You could be putting the time and effort in. You could be losing a couple pounds here and there. The list goes on and on. But if you don't have a full team supporting your back, and I'm not talking about, all of us in there pushing you at the gym, but even like a mental support, like, Fang's not going, great job, honey. And I'm not saying like you're not, or like, your roommates or friends, etc. Because a big part of me going in and yes, losing the weight was making me happy, is that people at work, the customers I saw, family, when I saw them, you guys telling me like every time you guys saw me, oh my God, you're looking better and better. You're losing this weight. That was a big factor into wanting to keep me going. So I'm blaming you guys because you guys haven't pushed me anymore to keep going.
Oh, bullshit. I told you last time you were here.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I just wanted to make a comedy out of it. I think we should get into the argument we had today.
Oh, so... No, the thing I want to get in. So brother, I love you to death. I love your face. I just fuck you too. I love you to death. But no. So I've noticed when Alpha gets grumpy or something happens that he doesn't like, he rage quits. Fang's just as guilty of this.
Oh, well, no, hold on. We're going to pause right there before we get into this. I don't rage quit anymore.
Bitch, you rage quit today.
Today's the first day I've rage quit in a long time, and I only rage quit after this. Because what went through my mind is I disappointed someone I care about deeply, and I didn't know what my next words were going to be. Not that I was going to be like, fuck you, you're a stupid bitch or anything, because I would never say that to you. I would never say that to Fang. Unless it was like, you're a fucking stupid bitch. Ha ha, and we both laugh about it. Right. Like, I would never, like, I wasn't going to call you that. I just didn't want to say something that was going to upset. And then we didn't do the podcast today, or, I don't come over anymore because you and I are fucking sworn enemies
just
now.
Just because I'm upset with you doesn't mean I don't love you.
I'm just kidding.
The only way you and I would ever stop being friends is if you physically hurt my son or my husband or did something to fuck us over royally. That is the only way you would stop being my friend and my brother.
I am one of the most honest and loyal men both of you know.
Oh, yeah.
True or false?
Very true. So there is...
sometimes.
With that being said, you DTF later?
Yes, I'm down to Fortnite later.
I'm talking about Fang.
No, I'll be playing some Apex later.
Yeah, Fang, no,
I'm talking about, DTF.
Oh, you're talking about the down to fuck one. Okay.
Whoa! I was talking about down to fish, brother. What the fuck's on your mind?
I live with 2 women who are constantly horny. What do you think's on my mind?
Anyways, the situation that happened today.
He's sitting there blinking twice, holding a sign, help me, help me. But no,
what happened today?
So I had gotten downed in Fortnite, and his ass was in a house, safe and sound, no one shooting at him. I'm literally outside of the house, right next to the fucking door. His ass is like, I only got 12 hit points. Just pick me up and bring me inside. Like, he literally could have ran outside. Hang on. He literally could have ran out the door because nobody was shooting at me. They were shooting at our son. Nobody was shooting at me. He could have came. Ryan, he was playing with us. He could have came outside, picked me up, carried me inside the house, resed me, and we both could have healed, and we could have saved that game. But no, his little bitch ass is like, I only have 12 health. Okay. I can't come out there and help you, bitch.
Okay. Sweaty try.
They love each other.
Sweaty semi try hard in Fortnite here now.
Your mother.
My thought process. Okay.
I'll be the mediator.
Don't get me wrong. I love Ryan. He's like a nephew to me. Yes. I don't know why. The only thing I could think of was son. That was not the right answer.
That's the saying. He's like you're like a son to me. That's the saying.
He's my nephew. Fang is my brother. That's his son. We get it. Anyways.
Yeah.
So the three of us, not trying to be a dick or anything. He's a young one. He's not as advanced as us in the game, or He
does pretty well on his own, though.
He does. I mean, he's told me what he does in games from when I see him and stuff. But so my thought process is, there's us three, there's them three. Ryan's over there, not as advanced as us in Fortnite. I'm a semi-sweaty tryhard. May has gotten a lot better. May gets knocked.
Yes.
I'm at 12% health before May got knocked.
Yes.
I ran into the building, started medkitting up and I was like about halfway through medding up when she's like, pick me up. She could have crawled up to that door. The door would have opened and went in there anyway.
My health was going down so fast.
I didn't interrupt you.
Sorry.
I could have picked the card up, waited for them to pass, rebooted both of you. But if I'm at 12%, run out there, and I get shot and killed, game's over anyways.
We die together. We die.
We were both in the wrong. Like, if I ran out there at 12 health, got killed, we're both dead anyways. If I wait, get your card, we have a chance. If not, I die, we die anyways. But the reason why I rage quit is because I thought I let you down. I was already upset. I'm still not okay with life. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to leave. I don't want to say anything stupid or silly.
But you leaving made me more mad. I'm like, you little bitch, get back here. I was more mad.
It's better to say nothing than say anything.
I was more mad that he rage quit instead of just played another round. Like, I'm not one of those people that hold a grudge in games. Like, I'll be like, whatever. You could have picked me up. Let's fucking go. Let's do it again. Let's win this next one. The fact that you rage quit after that made me so mad. I'm like, you little fucking bitch, get back here. I'm not done with you.
Well, after this, do you want to make it up and we can play again? If not, it's cool. Anyways, I will say this too. I wanted you to keep that part in last time about friendships and stuff and relationships. I'm glad you took it out.
I have. There's methods to my madness.
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
But if you ever cut me out again, I'll fucking cut you.
I cut you out all the time. I cut him out and I cut me out all the time.
I get cut out the most.
You do not. Actually, I get cut out the most because half the time my microphone isn't working, so I actually cut myself out the most. So, take that fucking word back.
I also feel like Fang and I talk more than anything, so you do get cut out of conversation.
Yeah, that's one thing one last thing that irritates me. It's like, I love you guys, but I really hate when you both talk over me when I'm trying to talk. Like, it irritates the piss out of me because it makes me just not want to talk. Because I know you guys, I know for Fang, he's going to forget what he's going to say, but God damn it, just let me finish my sentence, please. That's all I ask.
I think we're all guilty of that here. We all have a tendency of talking over each other, interrupting, or we're all trying to get our thoughts out of our brain because we're all very capable of just, I have an idea.
And then you guys rant and go and and you forget. I'm sitting there like shaking one leg. I'm like, come on. Nope, not my turn. And then it gets quiet for a millisecond and you like go to jump in, you're like, fuck, I forgot.
Yeah, it's just one of the things that we all do. If we're ranting about personal shit, though, I got something for you, May.
Yes, my love.
Your defeatist attitude is irritating.
Yes. And you being an asshole irritates me half the time.
So what I'm getting at here is earlier in this podcast, we were talking, and I was like, I wasn't done talking. And you're like, okay, fine, I'll just shut up. I understand why you do that. I get it. You don't have to do it anymore. I still want to hear what you have to say. You don't have to just sit there and be quiet.
I know, and I work on that really hard.
You do work on it. You're struggling. I know why you do it, but I'm not going to pretend like it doesn't irritate the absolute piss out of me. So I stay quiet because I know you're working on it, and I know you're not doing it on purpose. I know the reason why you do it.
Yeah.
That's why I don't say the angry thoughts that come into my head. Because my first instinct when you said that earlier in this podcast, I was about to just leave the call in my stream and say, fuck it, go downstairs and find something to eat. That was my first initial angry ass instinct to do.
That's your normal angry ass instinct that you do, honey.
Yes, it's typically I get mad. All right, guys, that's the end of the stream. Bye.
Yeah.
Or I don't even say
Yeah,
bye.
yeah,
I'm like, all right, I just go, all right, fine, and I just end stream, close the game, go downstairs, and pout.
Yeah, he does. It's adorable.
So that's gonna be my last thing. Roll the outro. Eggy.
My line. Roll to the credits, man.
Come on, go on to the thing. I'm gonna go downstairs and do a thing.
So remember, at 100 subscribers, I'll be doing Alpha's makeup. So please make sure you are hitting that subscribe button and getting the word out that the #1 podcast in your heart loves you and would love to see us hit at least 100 subscribers. At 200 subscribers, I'll be doing Fang's makeup, and then at 300, they'll both be doing mine. So I really, really look forward to doing this. So just help us get there. Visit our Patreon.
Really should have set the bar higher on this one. I'm really not thrilled.
You'll survive. Hey, who knows? Maybe, it'll never happen, and we'll just sit here and repeat it over and over and over again until we die. And, on your deathbed, get to that 100 subscribers. And you know what? When you're dead, I'll be the one doing your makeup. So there we go. It'll work out.
Are we still live streaming it?
I can. There's nothing wrong with it. So we'll have a face cam on you, and you're dead, just sitting there doing your makeup. So there you go. Visit our Patreon. We've got polls, one-on-one meetings. You can be in a podcast. Also, with the Patreon, depending on how your rank is, you also get shouted out in our live streams. So, and we'll also leave you in for the YouTube as well. So your name will be out there. So go ahead and just join our Patreon. Nothing is too small, and we appreciate all that you guys can give to us. Visit our spring. Go to Wolfcast20 to get 20% off all your items. And we have all the cool memorabilia there. Cups, socks, shirts, stickers, so it's really fun and you should go check it out. Visit our Dubby. Use Wolfcast10 to get 10% off all your items. They're coming out with a brand new flavor. I'm super excited to try it. It's a banana flavor and I really want to do it. Visit our affiliate link in the description below and try all the delicious flavors.
You wouldn't want to do the banana.
Shut up. Go ahead and follow us on all of our social medias. We love to talk to you. We love for you guys to sit with us as we stream and just hang out and just follow us in our daily lives. So check us out, say hi, give a little emoji that let us know that you're there. So we love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in for Rant Part 2. I know we don't do a lot of Part 2s, but this one, we're all just some angry bitches and wanted to get some stuff off our chest. So thank you again for all your love and support. Please hit that subscribe button.
I think we should do a Part 3, not anytime soon, but sometime.
Yeah, later down, month, 2 months, 3 months from now. If you want to see a Part 3 of Ranting, just put it in the comments below and let us know. So, thank you again. We love you guys, and we will see you in the next stream. Bye!
Bye!
Goodbye.